Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video of me documenting my journey to Legend. I've never hit Legend before and I'm hoping to do so for the first time this season. If that's something you're interested in, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. Before I get started with the shoutcasting, I want to give a huge shout out to the following three people. Mokus, The One Who Knocks, 1976, and Smicklebeer. Thank you guys for your support on the channel. I really couldn't be doing this without you guys. In this video, we have a different team, as you've noticed. Same two back Pokemon, well, same two Pokemon from the previous video, Frostlass and this time Water Gun Lantern in the back, and OBSTAGOON in the lead running Hyper Beam. I went on a really impressive run to make up for my shoddy performance in that previous video. And so now we're up to about 2300, or back again up to 2300. We make a very nice catch and catch the lunge. I knew they wouldn't throw immediately, so I did two more counters. And they bring in an Abomasnow. I should have gone for the Shadow Ball. Not because they don't shield, but just because it does do slightly more damage. And I'm going to let Frostlass go. I figure OBSTAGOON can farm this thing down before they get to another Energy Ball. And yeah, look, yeah. We come back in with OBSTAGOON, tank a few moves. Again, I'm running Hyper Beam, not by choice, but out of sheer need. I'm out of charge TMs. And so I need to, use what I got. I didn't want to run Obstruct, so I built up one that wasn't the best. Oh, they do a very nice swap out. Reading my swap out. But yeah, I wanted to run Night Slash instead of Obstruct, even though I did have a few built from Calm Day. I try to undercharge this, but I do a pish-posh job of that. And at this point, OBSTAGOON's my win con. Oh, no, never mind. I guess I'm not trying to 2-shield flex here. But we do take that win. Yeah, I went on a 18 and 25 run, 13 out of 15 for the first 3 sets. And then I had a few misplays at the end that I want to showcase. Where I could have played a little better. And watching some of the videos back, I was like, oh yeah, I could have done this, I could have done that. Note to self, any lanterns in the lead running Water Gun tend to shield up the damn Hyper Beam. So yeah, don't do that. This one lets me get to a Night Slash. I do boost, and maybe I should have shielded, because I did need a little more damage on this thing, as you're gonna see. I come in with Lantern, they come in with an A-Slash, and I'm just gonna go straight for the Surf before they reach the Bulldoze, which I don't think they were even close to. I shield up because they're at the Bulldoze, but they're not. They don't throw it. And then they just throw straight Ice Punch. I don't know how strong they think their Shadow A-Slash is. But I'm not exactly looking too good. They come in with the Spark Lantern, and like an idiot, I overfarm. I should have just thrown my Thunderbolt. I should have either gotten the damage, I save it, and I've used up a shield, and they got little mini-me back here. This dude runs Night Slash and Gyro Ball, 2 moves that can take out my Alolan Ninetales, and without that shield, and because of my hubris, we're gonna lose this game. So yeah, we CMP tie here. Which is fine, it's not like I had a chance anyway. I think 2 Surfs barely doesn't KO. Yeah. So, and they farmed up a ton of energy. At this point, I think I lost track. So maybe I could have done a few more. So it was still close in the end, relatively. But I misplayed that. I should have thrown either a Surf or the Thunderbolt and taken that thing out. Another Lantern lead. What's it running? Spark. So on Spark Lanterns, we go for the Hyper Beam, but do we land it? They go straight Surf, which I think is the correct play, honestly. Because 2 Surfs and a bunch of Sparks really does just put you in about farm down range. I go one above the Hyper Beam just because. And we land that beautiful thing! They come in with OBSTAGOON. I didn't want to swap out, I just wanted to let the Goon down. Oh my god. The Goon go down at that point. Tongue twisters. And now I have my Lantern on it, and they're gonna get a couple moves off. I throw in between their counter, that way they can't catch this Surf on anything. And they're shielding. Do I shield this one? No, I think I'm gonna trust in 2 shielded Frostlass. Is this gonna cost me though? They're not swapping out. They catch a Weather Ball, or sorry, a Surf on their Abomasnow. But I think the game's done at this point, especially if they go straight for the Weather Ball. So at this point, I can overfarm just a little bit. I forget who wins CMP tie. I also do correctly go for the Shadow Ball just to either KO I think an Avalanche would have done at this point. Oh my god, now I'm remembering what this game is. Okay, so had I gone for the CMP tie, I would have had 1 extra energy, which I'm gonna need. But not only that, I was going on a really, really good run with this team, and I think just Niantic didn't want me to win. So you're gonna see that I get the next Avalanche off. I think I'm 5 away from my next one. Oh my god, I win this. What am I talking about? Wait, what? So clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. We have a horrible lead here in the beginning, Venusaur, which does really well against OBSTAGOON and does pretty well against the back 2 Mons. So how do we play this out? I was so tempted to go for the Hyper Beam, but I lost count. I thought that they would reach the move, so instead I save up all that energy, and now I'm hoping I didn't just screw this game up. I throw, just before I'm about to be taken out by this Oranguru, and then I'm gonna come back in with the Goon, do 1 counter because they're still 1 away from the foul play, and I'm gonna hope that this Night Slash KOs. And it does, thankfully. They come back in with the Venusaur, and I'm just gonna unload these Night Slashes, and then I'm gonna trust in Lantern to hopefully sweep this team. They do shield. I know they're gonna get to 2 Frenzy Plants. I know I'm gonna have to shield both of these, but I'm okay with that. I have committed. I'm trusting in Le Fish. Here's the next Frenzy Plant. And then what do they bring in? They don't let me farm them down, and I go straight for the Thunderbolt because I know 2 Surfs won't do enough damage, and this is my only win con. I do get that off, and at this point, 1 Shadow Ball does not KO. They're not at the back-to-back. They're not at Shadow Ball and Avalanche energy, and we managed to take that game. So that was a really, really clutch, close game. Next up, Frostlass, a pretty decent lead. They come into Vig. I correctly swap into Frostlass. I always let them throw the Bulldoze just so that I can keep farming up energy, and then I try to CMP tie on the Body Slam. Because at this point, they're in Avalanche range and they will be taken out. They invest both shields. They don't throw on the CMP, which is smart of them, but they're down 2 shields. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to let this thing go down. They're going to outpace me to my next Avalanche. And I don't want to invest both shields just to get shields back. I didn't think that I needed shield advantage because Lantern does pretty clutch here. They swap out. I throw the Thunderbolt. And after this, I'm going to try to catch, I think. Oh, no, I just come straight into OBSTAGOON. I think I do end up throwing a move. Yeah, 1 because they went for the Obstruct, so I didn't want to take any more counter damage. I know this will take them out. I assume they're going to come back in with the Vig. Do I shield this? This doesn't take me out, and I can now farm this thing down without taking a Bulldoze. And they have a Frostlass in the back, and I think this is game. They go straight for the Avalanche. I shield it up just because I know they won't get to another one before I get to my move. I'm going to throw in between their Powder Snow, and I think this Thunderbolt KOs them. Yes! And then we win that game. That was a pretty tough game and also a really cool game. This team has been going around a lot. I think I've finally learned how to play this. This one I lose, unfortunately. But if they don't try to farm you down, which this one doesn't, you let your OBSTAGOON go. If they do, you get off 2 Night Slashes. And then I'm going to come in with Frostlass, farm this thing down. I know there's a Charmer in the back, so this is like the best possible matchup Goon could have. They come in with a Spark Lantern. Every team that I run into that is this team tends to use the cheaper move because it's all about pressure. So every single one is gonna throw the Surf. And you'll see they have a Ninetales in the back, and that one just throws the Weather Balls. So now I come into this. I shouldn't have shielded this. I should have tanked the first move and then seen what they wanted to do. But like a noob, I don't. Now I know I have to eat this one. And if I had that shield, because I would have eaten the second charge move anyway, I go straight for the Thunderbolt. Do they shield? They don't. So I think with this, I possibly had a win con. Here I'm calling a bluff. They go for the Weather Ball. They beat me to the next one. I feel like at this point I need to shield something because Frostlass is so low. And I think, yeah, and I misplay this. I wanted to attempt to catch, but I had lost slight track of their energy. And now I have all that energy loaded, but I'm not able to farm this thing down. And I don't have the back-to-back, and I don't think I survive a Spark either way. So I slightly misplayed that. I could have had an extra shield. I could have thrown my energy beforehand, and we would have taken that game, which is a pretty difficult team to come back from. But you know, you live and you learn. So yeah, if you run into that team, definitely play it a little better than I did. You survive an avalanche. I'm at the back-to-back night slashes. I'm gonna see what they want to do. I'm gonna throw one before they get to the next avalanche, and I think they let this go. They're gonna come in. I have the boost, which is beautiful. This is like the only boost I get the whole set that I played. They come into a Marowak. I stay in because I have a water gun lantern, and then I come in with a lantern, and I think they're gonna throw a move, and they're gonna swap out into another ghost. Oh wow! I just realized this team was triple ghost. That's insane. Obstagoon had a lot of play. Oh no, never mind. This is a different team. Look at me talking all this smack like I know what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ! I just played these games too. Okay, Frostlass into Venusaur. This is a pretty good matchup, and I think we're gonna win this. I don't think there's any way to lose. I throw the avalanche because I know they're not gonna shield, and at this point I can just water gun down. I don't need to prove anything. But yeah, they take me out, and I'm just gonna water gun this down. I know I survive a Shadow Bone and a Bone Club, so I'm not really threatened by anything, and we take that game. That was just a pretty decent game. Cool. Perfect lead. They swap into a double. I'm suspecting triple normal at this point. And here, I miscounted. They were at the payback. But I was like, oh, no. I was like reading a different move or something. And I was like, no, they're not at a payback. And then I was like, oh no, wait, they were. Like, so I just completely called that. And because of my own stupidity, which was amazing. And then they quit out because I correctly shielded up the payback. That was just awesome. A perfect lead. Togedemaru. Another big safe swap. Come into Frostlass. Frostlass is your definite better response to this. You can tank a Bulldoze. You can farm up a ton of energy. And throw on the Body Slam or just before it. I didn't want to CMP tie on the Body Slam just on the off chance that they wanted to shield up and farm me down. I throw a little before the Fell Stinger. And they don't shield it. And this is why I didn't bait Togedemaru's. Because on the off chance that you don't shield, you're going to look really, really dumb. Which I almost did in one game. In this game. But I know I can tank the Wild Charge. And the only reason I lose this game is because of my own hubris. God damn it. Man, this is so dumb. I wanted to shoot 2 shield flex, but no, not necessarily. I wanted to land the Hyper Beam on the Altaria for the content. And because of that, I didn't realize how low my Obstagoon was when playing this game. And then I noticed here and I was like, oh shit, I threw this game. So this was a total possible win. This is what ended my run, my would-be 10-0 run. My own hubris. So yeah, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Shield your damn fish. Next lead, we have a Vig lead, which is horrible for Obstagoon, but not the worst. Not the worst Pokemon for this team. We call a bluff. I figured they were gonna go straight Body Slam. They have another Body Slam stored. I'm gonna go straight for the Thunderbolt. Throw in between their move. I'm suspecting this thing is running Payback. Just because it seems like a safe swap kind of mon to run Payback. And I'm going to come in with Frostlass. I'm going to correctly count now that I know that it does run Payback. And I'm going to attempt to catch. But do I catch? Yeah, that felt so good. They're still locked in. I figure Frostlass is going to have a lot of play since they're running double normal. Vig throws a Body Slam, but I don't think it takes me out. And I think I'm going to throw the Night Slash just before I get taken out, and I'm going to undercharge this so that I can get some more farm on the Frostlass. And here, I almost throw this game. Look at that. Look at that. I let in a free Incinerate. That is deadly. I do correct timing there. I messed up on when I should throw. I should have just over-farmed and waited for the next Incinerate. I'm a little bit away from this. Look at that. I just barely get it because I was able to... so it was on their 8th turn, and the damage would have registered on the 9. So I was 1 turn away from throwing that game. Man, I was so glad I got that win, but also really upset that I mistimed that. Here I'm gonna throw just before their Sky Attack, and And I think, honestly, I do get off another Night Slash. They are at 7 now. But I should have stayed in with OBSTAppable. They're bringing a Vig, which is fine, you know. I would have much rather have had this on my Frostlass. And, you know, just taking either the shield advantage or lead, whichever one came easier. I figured they were going to go straight body slam, which they do. I think this one takes me out. Yeah. And I believe I come in with Frostlass. Yeah, I come in with Frostlass. I'm just going to farm this down. They're not going to reach a Bulldoze, I don't believe. The Skarmory is only at 2 energy, so I'm going to watch for a catch. What do they bring in? They bring in a Goon. So we're looking all right. It's not looking too bad just yet. Until I try to go for the catch and they save up energy. And now I'm like, damn, I can't give that Goon any more energy. I need my shields, which is why I don't throw that in Night Slash. And I'm able to farm this thing down. And now I'm looking all right. And so you're probably thinking, all right, you know, 2 shields down. Like, how's this going to end? I'm at the back-to-back avalanches. I undercharge this because I figure they're going to shield. And I'm just going to farm up to the back-to-back. Right? We CMP tie here. I know that they're at the back-to-back. I need my move to go through. Oh, well, I guess because I CMP tied. Never mind. I thought I threw this game. I thought the game didn't allow me to push and move through. Damn. I would have lost that game anyway. So I misplayed that. Ah, man. And here I was blaming Niantic for my loss. It was my own stupidity again. Okay, next up. I forget what the lead was. Oh, yeah, Abomasnow. So double ice so far, which is kind of interesting. This person doesn't believe in lit Leos. I actually ran into one, which is really cool. I go straight for the surf because at this point I figure, you know, shields up and stuff. Do I shield this? What do I call it? Yeah, they go for the avalanche, which is the proper move. I throw a little before their next avalanche. I think I lost track, so I could have done one more. And I don't need switch. Frostlass against a Shadow Abomasnow will do pretty well. So I think I'm going to come in with Frostlass, get an energy lead. And they don't make it. So I'm up a ton of energy. And I can farm up. This thing's running Razor Leaf, which is why I throw. And again, I should have thrown the Shadow Ball. It does more damage. And I'm going to farm this down. And what's in the back? It's a Charm 9-tails. But at this point, I think I have enough energy to take this out with the Goon. And it feels so good to take out a Fairy type with a Dark type. That was a good win. That was a really, really good win. So yeah, I guess I did need swap, but I'm glad I kept the shield instead. And now we're up against Spark Lantern again. Are we gonna go for the Hyper Beam? Are we gonna CMP tie them on the surf? Yes. Will they shield us? I don't know. I don't remember. They don't! Here I make a little bit of a mistake. I CMP tie thinking, okay, I don't want them to farm me down. In hindsight, I have Lantern with Water Gun. I should have gotten the damage off. And now they have a Sableye in the back. This is gonna cost me. They're gonna shield this, which is fine. They're over farming, which is great. You know, like that's what you should be doing just in case they bring another Pokemon. They swap out in. And I CMP tie here. I don't know if that was a mistake or if I had just reached the energy, but now I have to shield. I'm throwing this move. On the plus side, they don't get a Shadow Claw through, which is great. And then I'm going to try to come in with this thing and farm it down. I can't tank a foul play, unfortunately. And now they're at their switch timer is up so they can swap out. So I think I could have played this a little bit better. I think I shouldn't have gone, like as much as I needed to, obviously hindsight, right? But I should have just gotten the damage off, and that little bit of damage would have put it into a range where I might have had a chance of just water gunning this thing down and having a move for the back Pokemon, but I misplayed that. This was another poor lead. I should have stayed in with the Goon, and you're gonna see why, but I figured, I don't know, maybe I should have stayed in with the Goon and forced them to bluff because I'm running a Water Gun Lantern. I'm not exactly in a good matchup either. They stay in, which is fine. They throw just before. Well, actually, no, they're able to farm me down. And now I'm going to come in with Frostlass and just hope that they bluff. And they do, but there's a Charmer in the back. Yeah. I figured, okay, I'm not going to give up just yet. I'm going to come in with Goon. I'm going to farm this thing down. Maybe I should have thrown a move, but I don't think it mattered. I'm like, okay, they come back in with Altaria. Again, now my opponent's giving me hope. This Night Slash sadly just doesn't KO. I maybe could have farmed them down, but as you can see, it doesn't matter. Mo Owarido. And that's the video. And so we lost our last set was a 2-5, but we're up to 2345. I had made it up to 2350-ish, but this set brought us back. But yeah, 2345. We're really close to veteran. I know I said in the last video that hopefully this was the one that I would get to veteran in, but yeah, we're still struggling. I'm gonna try this team again tomorrow, as of recording this video, and see how far I can get. And if I do get to veteran, then I'll use the same team. But yeah, Hyper Beam OBSTAppable. Not a lot of people running it. I don't know if I ran into anybody running it, but definitely a lot of fun, and it got me some really, really insane wins. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again for the support. Peace.